to the class. So today we're going to do a mat work class. We're going to concentrate on our core activation with all the exercises today. As usual, make sure that you stay at the level that you are comfortable with. Listen to yourself, to how you feel today. All the exercises I'm going to be giving will have different levels. So we'll start from the lowest to the highest. You can come up with me as I go up, or stay at the level that you feel comfortable with. You will need a head cushion, the mat, and a ball or a bigger cushion to put between your knees at some point. And you will also, if you are in your upper 50s, during the standing warm-up, you want to make sure that you have something to hold on to just in case, so that you don't lose your balance. But apart from that, that is it. So let's get going. Okay, so we're going to start in standing, feet together, open your toes and your heels. Perfect. Standing your weight underneath each foot, make sure it's nice and centered and even, softening our knees, hands on our hips. We're going to start with some pelvic tilts back and forth, remembering a bucket of water. So tipping the water on our toes and on our heels, warming up, mobilizing the lower spine. And gently we're going to reduce each movement until we come to the nice neutral pelvis, where our water is nice and still. And relax your shoulders down, roll your shoulders behind a couple of times, melting your shoulder blades towards your bottom. And we're going to have our chin tucked to our chest, neck long, and remembering our helium balloon, making us nice and tall. We're going to take a deep breath across the chest. And as we breathe out, we're going to zip from the back through to the front, feeling that gentle pull of the pelvic floor going straight up to your heart. And as we breathe in, we're going to release. Breathing out, zipping up. And breathe in, release. And the next out breath, we're going to use the other cue. As we're breathing out, we're going to squeeze ourselves into our jeans, breathing those two hip bones together, or drawing those lower tummy muscles towards their spine. And breathing in, release. Breathing out, drawing those lower tummy muscles towards your spine. And breathe in, release. Okay, so we need to try to keep that engagement or that sensation as we move throughout the class. But first we're going to do and warm up our ankle and do our ankle strategy. So our weight at the minute is nice and even under each foot, so we're going to shift that weight to the front and then move to the side and to the back and to the other side and to the front. See as your body reacts as you move around. You can imagine we've got a little hula hoop around our ankles, and we're pushing a ball around that hula hoop as we move the hula hoop around or up the body. So the minute is around the ankle, and we're going to move it up to our shins and to our knees, keeping the knees nice and soft and relaxed. And we're going to move up to our thighs. Whoa. And to our pelvis or hips and our waist. And noticing how maybe the circle is gone a little bit bigger, and around our shoulders and around our head, above our head. And then from there we're going to go the other way. So we're going to go to the other side, around our shoulders and around your chest and your waist and your hips and around your thighs, noticing the circles getting a little bit smaller as we going down the floor towards your knees and your shins, and then back into your ankles And slowly that circle is going to become really, really small until we are back to our neutral and our weight under the body that's nice and central under each feet. Excellent. Breath in across the chest. Breathing out, engage, come up with your hands. And with a breathe out, open to the side and in, return. And the other side. And up. And again. Open to the side. Back in. Other side. And up. And the other one. As we open to the side, we push that right hip forward. And we open to the left, we push the left hip forward to keep those hips forward. And as we lift the arm up, we're looking in front of us, keeping the ribs nice and soft. Shoulders are relaxed, knees are soft, and we're feeling nice and tall towards the ceiling. I'm going to do one more all the way through. Notice if that core is let go, keeping that core engaged as we move our arms up and back to the center. And from here, we're going to open our arms big to the side and above us, and breathing back in. Breathing out and in. So creating a big wine glass with our arms, and the body is the stem. And again, and in. And the next one, I'm going to bring the breastbone with us, lift towards the ceiling, and come back in. Smiling to the sky with our collarbone. And again. One more. Back to the center. From here, we're going to come up, reach, come to our toes. Lower down, bring your hands behind your head, shrug your shoulders, relax your shoulders. Keep your hips forward, turn to the side. Come back to the center. Turn to the other side. Back in the center. Reach, come to your toes. Come back down and big circles to the side. Back in. Breathing out. Reach and up. Lower down. Hand behind our heads. Shrug. And lower. Twist. Twist. Reach. Come to your toes. Lower your heels down. And circle back in. Back to the front. And reach. Down. Hands behind. Shrug. Lower. Twist. Twist. Shrug or reach to your toes and back down. One more. Two forward. Out. Reach. Come to your toes. Oops, sorry. Come back down. Hands behind your head and shrug. And come back down. Twist. Twist. Reach. And lower. And back down. Really good. Give your shoulders a bit of a shrug. I'm going to warm up our legs a little bit more. So we're going to come up to your toes and back down. Up and down, sorry. Up and down. So squeezing through our core as we can reach to our toes. Reaching to the ceiling. Keeping the feet nice and relaxed. We don't want any gripping toes. Knees soft. Squeezing our bottoms as well. And only going as high as we can control our balance. Nice and high. Perfect. Next one, we're going to come up and hold. Bend one knee, lower the foot, and then up. And we're going to swap every time. And here we want to keep the hips level, knees parallel, and feet parallel. Dropping up and down, keeping that core engaged. Perfect. And the next one, this one we're going to stay with our knee bent, opposite arm in front, and we're going to add some arms with it. And we're going to go a bit faster this time with our arms, walking fast down the road. Keeping those hips and knees level, parallel, pushing on those toes, going up and down. I'm going to reduce one after the other. Concentrating on the movement, making that movement nice and good quality. And then we're going to relax. Perfect. We're going to work on our balancing now. And so we're going to come to our one leg balance. So we're going to shift the weight on that one leg and first come to your toes and then to the other one, keeping the hips level. So I'm going to give you different levels here, and you're going to come up with me as I go up the level, or stay the level that you choose to stay at. It's up to you. So when we're ready, we're going to hover the foot now off of the mat and return the foot into hip width. Checking this hip width. And as we shift from one leg to the other, we want that weight to be on the inside of the middle of the foot. And we want to squeeze through our core to help with our balance. And when we're ready, we're going to come up to single tabletop. And again, squeezing through our bottom and through our core. Keeping the standing knee nice and soft. And then this time we're going to hold it and lower the standing knee, bend it, come back up. Come up to single tabletop, bend the knee, come back up. Single tabletop, bend the knee, squeeze back up. So if you're over 50s and your balance is not so good, this is the time to use your chair if you need to. And up. I'm going to add a little extra. So we're going to come up, bend the knee, squeeze back up, step forward, lift the foot off of the floor at the back, come back to hip width. Single tabletop, bend, squeeze up, step forward, lift the back foot off of the mat, come back to to hip width. And up. Bend, squeeze, step, back foot, step back in, and hip width. And again, last one, and up, and back in. So stay at that level if you want to. For the ones who are a bit more advanced, we are going to move up to our single tabletop, bend the knee, squeeze back up, bring the knee in line with the other one, bend forward, touch the floor, squeeze back up, back in. Single tabletop, bend the knee, squeeze back up, bring the knee in line with the other one, bend forward and touch the floor, squeeze back up. I'm going to set myself to the side so that I can hold on to something to make my movement a little bit better. So single tabletop, bend the knee, squeeze up, bring the knee in line with the other one, bend forward, bend the knee, and tap the floor. Come back. Single tabletop, lower south, knee in line, forward, tap, and back in. We'll do one more on each side, and forward, and tap, and back in. Bend, squeeze back up, and forward and tap, and come back in. Perfect. Excellent. Give your legs a bit of a shake before we move on to the next exercise. I'm going to stay in that position to show you. So we're going to do our scooters now. So we're going to bend our knees nice and soft and fall forward from our hips, shooting our bottom behind, creating a nice long bottom, but tucking it under, creating a nice line with our head to our bottom. We're going to look straight in front of us. We're going to shift the weight to one foot, come on the toe on the other. We're going to start by sliding the foot behind, sliding it back in. Breathing out and in. Breathing out, engage and slide. Breathing in. Keeping that engagement nice and strong as we lengthen the leg behind. And then when we feel ready, we're going to tap the foot behind. Breathing out. And then when we feel ready, instead of tapping, we're going to hover the foot completely off of the floor and lengthen behind. We can hold on to a chair, that's absolutely fine, or the wall, or whatever is to hand. Last one, you're going to stay long, open your foot to the side. Put the foot down, lift and tap, tap, tap. 8, 9, 10. And then slide it back in. Excellent. So I'm going to swap the other side. We're going to do the same on the other side. Breath in. Setting up position. Knees bent. Bottom nice and long. Shift the weight to that one foot. Standing knee nice and bent. On your toes. And then you're going to slide behind first. Breathing out. And then we're going to tap. And then we feel strong enough, we can hover. And the last one, we're going to stay long, open your toes and lift and tap. Lift and lower the back. Last one, and then slide it back in and come back. Give your bottom a bit of a rub. And we're going to come down to our mat, to the end of our mat. We're going to do a couple of roll downs before lowering ourselves down. So all our key elements in place, breath in to prepare. Breathing out, chin to chest, rolling forward. One breath at a time, nice and slow. Hips and bottom. We're going to go down as far as we can. And when we've reached a point where we can't go any further, we're going to breath in. And breathing out, slowly restacking the spine, starting by the bottom, tucking it under. Then the hips, and then the spine, one bone at a time. And shoulders back. Breath in. Take a few seconds to let the blood come back up. Breath in. Breathing out, chin to chest, rolling forward, nice and slow. The spine first, and then the hips, and then the bottom. Only going as far as we can. Breath in. Breathing out, restacking. And back in, standing. Take a few seconds to let the blood come back up. And we're going to lower ourselves fully to the mat. Breath in. Breathing out, chin to chest, rolling forward. One breath at a time. Going as far as we can. And then when we've reached a point that we can't go any further, we lower ourselves down. And we're going to lower on our back onto our rest position. And here I'm going to give you different exercises and different levels too. So we're resting our head on our head cushion or small cushion, feet and knees together to start with. Arms nice and long on our side, shoulders away from the ears, ribs soft, chin slightly tucked towards your chest to make your neck nice and long. You're going to open your toes, open your heels, put your feet and knees in hip width apart into our train tracks, nice and parallel. And then we're going to start by just doing some pelvic tilts by squashing our lower back onto the mat and lifting the lower back away. Squashing the lower back onto the mat and lifting it away. You're going to reduce each movement slowly. Wind little by little until you come to what we call our 12 drinks or our neutral pelvis. We should be able to put a nice 12 drinks across your pelvis. And you have a little gap underneath your lower back, just big enough for a blueberry. And we're going to do our hundreds first. So we're going to do our hundreds with our arms first. So take a breath in across your chest. Breathing out, we're going to zip from the back through to the front, pulling onto that little gentle pull onto the pelvic floor. And breathe in, we're going to hold and count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathing out, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, breathe in, release. Breathing out, engage. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathing out, release. Breathe in. Breathing out, engage. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathe in. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in, release. And release completely. So stay at that level if that's enough for you. Counting or holding as many counts as you can whilst you're holding that pelvic floor or that core engagement. We're going to make it a little bit harder with lifting, hovering our arms off of the floor. And we're going to tap our fingers for 5 counts as we breathe in, 5 counts as we breathe out. So hovering your arms, breath in to prepare. Breathing out, tap 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, breathe in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and out. 3, 2, 1, and in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and out. Keeping that core engaged, and in. If we feel the core is gone, we stop and we start again. And in. So if we want a little more extra work, we're going to come up to the next level. If not, we can stay at that level. So the next out breath, we're going to lift our shoulders off of the floor, reach forward our hands, and keep tapping. And in. And in. Whenever our neck is tired, we can lower our neck at all time. It doesn't matter if we don't have our neck up. So I'm going to lower my head down for a minute. I'm going to show you the next level up. And the next out breath, you come up to single tabletop and tap, stacking, and keep tapping your hands and out. I'm going to lower that leg, and at the out breath, come back up to the other single tabletop, keeping that core engaged. And you can come up with your shoulders in single tabletops if you want to as well, to add a little extra. And then next out breath, we're going to come up to double tabletop. Zip your legs together, stay high with your shoulders, and keep on tapping. So that's the highest of the levels. We can stay in our double tabletop and lower our heads. Go to 2 more breaths. And last one. And if we're in double tabletop, we're going to lower one leg at a time and hover down our arms. Excellent. And now we're going to do our one leg stretch. So I'm going to work our core in a different way. So all our key elements in place. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, so we're going to engage through and lengthen one leg away. And breathe in, return. Breathing out, lengthen your leg away. Breathe in, return. Keeping the pelvis in neutral. Make sure we try to keep the pelvis as still as possible as we lengthen the leg away. As we breathe in out. So we're going to move up to the next level when you're ready. As your breath In the next out breath. So in the next out breath, you're going to come up to single tabletop. Breathe in to hold. And out, you're going to extend the leg, switch the light on, and come back in. And we're going to swap leg. Breathing out to come up. In to hold, out to extend. And in. And swap. Breathing out to engage, come up. Breathe in to hold. And lengthen. And in. Excellent. So that's your level 2. Stay at that level if you need to. In a minute, we're going to move up to level 3. So breathing out, single tabletop, and we're going to do double tabletop, imprinting our ribs, engage double tabletop. I'm going to do the same thing, extend and return. Breathing out as you extend your legs, breathe in, return. Keeping that core engaged. We can lower our legs lower if we want. The lower the leg goes, the harder it is. But we want to make sure that our core is nice and strong if we're going to lower our legs lower down. We're going to one more each leg. Last one. And we're going to lower one leg at a time if we are on a double tabletop. Excellent. We're going to do our hip twist now. We're going to start with our feet on the floor. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, we're going to fold the one leg to the side. And breathe in, return. Breathing out, engage. Fold the other leg to the side. Breathe in, return. Here we want to keep the pelvis in neutral, so we remember throw drinks. We want to make sure those drinks stays on the tray and don't slide side to side as we open. We also have a drink on the standing knee or the non-moving knee, and we want that knee to stay where it is and not follow the other one as we open to the side. We'll do one more like so, and then we're going to move up to level 2. Stay at that level if that's enough for you. At the next out breath, we're going to come up to single tabletop. Breath in, breathing out, hip twist to the side with a single tabletop. Breathe in, return, and then hip twist to the side with the one that's on the floor. Breathe in, return, and out. And in and out. And in. So we're going to aim for 10 on that side. Same principle. We're trying to keep those hips level. We're trying to keep the trays stable. Breathing out. Going to do 2 more all the way. Remembering also as we open to the side, the knee and the foot are going together. After the last one, we're going to lower the foot down, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. Breath in to prepare. Breathe out, zip up, engage, come up to single tabletop. Breathe in to hold and out to the side. Bring the knee and the foot together. Breathe in, return, out with the to the other side with the other one. Breathe in, return. Breathing out. Breathe in, return. So we're going to stay at that level. We want the knee and the foot to follow each other. They're moving together. The movement is coming from the hip. We're drawing a line with the foot, with a bit like the wipers on the car. Three more, that's the third one. 9. And last one. 10. And lower down, perfect. And we're going to move up to our scissors. So for our scissors, we're going to come up to single tabletop, breath in to prepare. Breathe out, come up, single tabletop. We're going to lock the knee into 90 degree, move from the hip down and tap the foot and come back in. Breathe out, tap the foot and in. Breathing out, engage as you tap the foot down. Breathe in, return. 8, 9, 10. Lift the foot on the floor. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage, come up, single tabletop. Lock the knee. Fall down from the hip. Tap. And tap. Seven, 8, 9. Last one. 10. Okay, so stay at that level if you want to. You're going to do 10 on each side again. And for the ones who want to work a little bit harder, we're going to come up to double tabletop. So breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage, come up to single tabletop. Input your ribs, double tabletop. Breath in. Breathing out, you're going to tap one foot down. And as you come back, the other one's coming down. Every time you come back to double tabletop, you breathe in and tap down as you breathe out. And if you want to go a bit quicker, we're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And both feet down. Bring your knees and to your chest. Really good. I'm going to roll onto our side. Rolling onto our side. Head cushion between our arm and our head. Top hip on top of bottom hip. Feet flex, top leg long. Lengthen, creating that little gap underneath our waist. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage through our core. Point and lift, flex and lower. Point and lift, flex and lower. Keep the waist lifted as we lift that leg. Try not to collapse onto our waist as we lift the top leg. Eight, 9, last one, 10. And lower down, breath in. Breathing out, come up, engage, and dog bottom leg up. Come back down. Up, up, and down. Up, up, and down. Keeping that core engaged as you come up with the legs. Trying to keep that waist lifted as you come up with the bottom leg. Working the inner thighs here. 3 more. 1, 2, last one, 3. Really good. Whew. And then give your bottom a bit of a rub. You're going to bend your knees and bring your feet behind you. So in line with your bottom. You're going to roll your hips quite forward, shining to the mat. So here you can either leave your feet on the floor for an easier level, or you can bring your feet off of the floor. Okay, so you choose which one you prefer. Breath in to prepare, breathe out, engage, and we're going to come up and close. Remember the hips are forward, and as we come up, we want to stay forward, so no rolling backwards. So I'm going to do 5 with the feet on the floor, and I'm going to bring my feet up to show you how we do it with the feet off of the floor. It's the same thing really. 3, 4, 5. And then the next one we're going to open, stay open, and then reach for the corner. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower the leg down if we have our feet off of the floor. And then just give your bottom a rub. You're going to roll onto your front and come up to your hands and knees into our all four position. Knees in line with your hips, bottom tuck under, nice flat back. Chest lifted, hands shoulder width apart, just a little ahead of your shoulders, hands nice and wide onto the mat to spread the load. And then we're looking to the floor, elbows nice and soft. You're going to tuck your feet under. And we're going to do our little hold, plank hold. So first we're going to start by breath in, breathing out, engage, push on your hands and toes and come up and come down. Breathing out, hover, breathing lower. Breathing out, engage, hover, breathing lower. And again, hover, in, lower. And in. So if you want to make it a bit harder, we're going to hold for 3, 2, 1, and then lower. Breathing out, 3, 2, 1, and then lower. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and lower. Hold, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so stay at that level if you find that that's enough. If you want a harder workout, we're going to take a big step forward with our hands. We're going to come to our full plank. So breath in to prepare, breathing out, hover, shoot forward. Bottom up, bottom down, hold, 3, 2, 1. Come back to your knees. Breath in, breathing out, engage, hover, shoot forward. Lower your bottom, 3, 2, 1, and come back to your knees. Breathing out, engage, hover, shoot forward, 3, 2, 1, and come back to your knees. Breath in, breathing out, engage, hover, shoot forward, lower your bottom, 3, 2, 1, and come back to your knees. Breathing out, engage, hover, shoot forward, 3, 2, 1, and come back to your knees. One last one, breath in, breathing out, engage, hover, shoot forward, 3, 2, 1, and come back to your knees. You can uncurl your feet and have a nice shell stretch. Resting down and giving your wrist a little twirl to release the tension. Really good. Perfect. And then we're going to, from here, roll ourselves back onto the side. Sorry, coming out to the other side, lengthening ourselves to our side, arm ahead, head on the cushion, top hip on bottom lip, top hip on bottom hip, leg nice and long. Breath in to prepare, breathing out, engage, point and lift, flex and lower. And again, keeping that waist lifted, shoulders relaxed, body is still. Eight, two more, 9, last one. And then we're going to do to our leg lift, breath in, breathing out, up and up and back in, up and up and back in. So it's the whole leg that's coming up, not just the foot. No cheating here. We don't want this, we want the whole leg coming up. Keeping our waist lifted. We're going to do 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Bending your knees, bringing your feet in line with your bottom, and rolling forward, bringing your hips towards the mat. Feet on the floor, off the floor, you choose. And I'm going to do it on the floor and off the floor. So I'm going to do 5 on the floor. Breath in to prepare, breathing out, engage. Come up and in. Open and in. 4, 5. And then I'm going to show you with the feet off of the floor. We want to make sure that as we open, we stay forward. And the next one, we're going to stay open and reach to the side for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then lower our feet down, lift it off, and give your bottom a rub. You're going to lower yourself back onto your back for our last exercise, which is a shoulder bridge. For the shoulder bridge, you might need, or you will need, a cushion or a ball. If you've got one, to put between your knees. Your bottom, oh no, not bottom, your feet has to be close to your bottom. And we're going to make sure we've got our chin tucked towards our chest, shoulders long, neck long, feet are hip width apart, and tilting the pelvis back and forth to find our tray of drinks. Nice and slow. And that little blueberry underneath the lower back. And take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage. And then you're going to squeeze the ball, squash the blueberry, and squeeze your bottom to come up one bit at a time, all the way to your shoulder blades. Creating a nice ski slope. Breath in, breathing out, lower all the way down. And back to neutral. Breath in, breathing out, engage, squeeze, squash, and squeeze up. Breath in and out, back to the floor. Breath in at the bottom, breathing out, engage, squeeze the ball, squash your blueberry, lift your bottom, squeezing your bottom up. Breath in, and then returning the spine down. Really good. This time we're going to stay up a little bit longer. Breath in, breathing out, squeeze, squash and lift, bone by bone. Breath in the top, and then we at the top. As we breathe out, we're going to lift one heel and then the other. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then lower down. We'll do that one more time. We want to keep the bottom nice and high when we're lifting our heels up. Breath in, breathing out. Squeeze, squash, and lift. Breath in at the top. Breathing out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower down. Really good. Breath in, breathing out. Last one. Squeeze, squash, and lift. And this time we're going to do both heels together. Breath in at the top and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lower down. Really good. Take the ball away. Bring your knees to your chest. Really good. Rock side to side. And then you're going to hold onto one knee, pin it to your chest, bring your hands behind your side, and then the other leg is going to lengthen on the floor in front of you, stretching the front of your hip. You're going to point and flex your foot to add some nerving stimulation. And then lower the foot that's in the air down and bring the other one to bend. And we're going to swap. Bring it to your chest and lengthen the other one away. And point and flex your foot. And then lower your foot down. Bring the other one back up. Feet and knees together. Open your arms wide like an aeroplane. Breath in. Breathing out. You're going to lower the foot and foot and the knees together. On one side, you could roll your head on the other. Breathe into the stretch. And out. Return to the middle. Breathe in the middle and lower to the other side as you're breathing out. Roll your head to the opposite way. Breathe into the stretch. And return to the center. Breathe in the middle and out. Lowering to the other side. Breathe in. And out, come back to the center. Breathe in and lower to the other side. Breathe in. And back to the center. Excellent. This time we're going to roll ourselves all the way to our side. Push ourselves up onto our hands and knees. Hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. We're going to do a cat and cow. So we're going to start by tucking under and rounding and back up, head in. And then we're going to do the reverse when we're tucking our tail under first, belly to the floor, head out last. Breath in. And then we're going to tuck our tail under first. Rounding up, nice and slow. And then heading. And then we're going to go the other way, but lifting the tail out first. Belly and head. Really good. And then we're back to neutral. Neutral spine, neutral back. And we're going to do our thread the needle. So we're going to thread one arm underneath the other, reach. We can't reach any further. We're going to lower ourselves down. Breathe in. Push back up. I'm going to open to the ceiling. Back, put your hand back on the mat. You're going to thread the needle, reach as far as you can go, and then lower yourself down. Breathe in, and then come back up as you're breathing out, open to the ceiling. Come back in. Thread under, reach, lower yourself down. Breathe in. Push back up as you're breathing out, open to the ceiling. And back in. Last one, threading under, reach, lower. Breathe in. And coming back up, open to the ceiling. And back. We have a nice shell stretch if we can. Resting them. Then we're going to come to a sitting position with our feet together. And we're going to let the knees flop onto the side for our butterfly stretch. Stretching around our pelvis and our groin, around our hips. Breathing into the stretch. Feeling the muscles flop and relax as we breathe into them. And then we're going to stretch one leg forward. Keep the other one bent. We're going to turn towards the foot that's flexed towards us, and we're going to walk our hands towards that foot and go as far down as we can. We can reach with the opposite hand on the outside of the foot that's stretched. And we're going to feel the stretch underneath the back of our legs, maybe in the inside of our thighs, and on the opposite side of the lower back here as well, once we reach on the outside of the foot. We hold it for a few seconds, and then we can come back up a little bit, and then come back down. See if we can go a bit further down. And hold it for a few more seconds. And then we're going to roll or walk our hands back up. We're going to do the other side. Stretch, looking to the foot, and walk our hands towards that foot, lowering ourselves down, reaching with the opposite hand on the outside of that foot. Going as far down as we can, feeling the stretch. Hold it for a few seconds, easing it off, and then can maybe go back down a little bit. See if we can go a bit further. And then walking your hands back up. We can sit. We're going to sit down, legs crossed or feet together, hand to the side. We're going to zip up to the ceiling and then come to the side for a mermaid stretch. And come back in. Zip up, look up, and bend to the side. I'm going to do one more on the other side. Breathing out. And back in, and other side. And back. And then from here, I'm going to do some stretchings for the feet, but if you can't do the feet stretches, come up to your standing position in your own time. The others, we can sit on our heels for a couple of breaths, stretching the back of our feet first. And then putting our hands in front of our knees, push on our hands, roll onto our feet. Sitting on our feet if we can, stretching the back of our ankles. And bringing our fingers to our feet, pushing your bottom up and using your roll down to come back up. Rolling your shoulders back, letting the blood come back up to your head. Excellent. Bring your arms in front, fold it to your chest, and with the other hands you're going to push against it so you stretch your shoulder. And we're going to do the other side. Forward, across. And release. And then hands behind our head and using the other hand to push on our elbow, bringing it back. We're going to do the other side. Breathe it out and in. And then you're going to reach your hands to the ceiling, look up, and big arm opening, and arm circles, and out. Give your shoulders a shrug, and your legs a shrug, and you're all done. Well done for doing that, class, and I'll see you later.